In today's video, we're going to be showcasing the top 4 best Town Hall 18 attack strategies. You can use these in War, CWL, Legends, Esports, wherever you need. We're going to break them down, showcase the attacks, and show you exactly how to use them. Let's get into it. The first army is going to be Dragon Riders with Totem Spam. What you need for this army to work is the following: 10 Dragon Riders, 5 Inferno Baby Dragons, 1 Overgrowth, 7 Totems, a Freeze and a Poison, 4 Totems in your CC with 4 Super Minions, and 99% of the time you will only use the Siege Barracks. For the Queen, you want Frosty, Action Figure and Giant Arrow. For the Grand Warden, you want Sneezy, Eternal Tome and Heal Tome. For the Minion Prince, you want the Angry Jelly, the Meteor Staff and the Dark Orb. And the Royal Champion, you want the Phoenix, Seeking Shield and Rocket Spear. Let's jump into the live attack. Alright, so look at this base right here, guys. I saw a great value here. So we got 2 air defenses, one at 3 and one at 6 o'clock. So I sent my Archer Queen to go get that 3 o'clock air defense, and I'm going to send my Royal Champion to go pick off this 6 o'clock side air defense. That way I can push my Dragon Riders through the middle, and there's not going to be that much damage on them when it comes to these air defenses, and I can use the totems to tank for the Minion Prince early, as well as tanking for that Monolith, which is really nice. And then I was looking for overgrowth value, and I decided I'm going to overgrowth one of these Fire Spitters, and I opted to go for the one on the left hand side, so I only have to deal with one of them since most of my Dragon Riders were going to the right hand side, and I can keep that Fire Spitter as well as the Revenge Tower both occupied at the same time. Now, I wanted to make sure that there were no Seeking Air Mines here or anything like that, so I got a little bit scared, so I popped my Grand Warden ability, which was really nice because it allows my Minion Prince to keep on going. At the same time, I'm using these totems to tank the long shot, to also tank all these defenses, just so that I can force my Minion Prince ability right there, and I got a great Minion Prince ability, as you can see. Now, the remaining totems are going to be to tank one for the Bomb Hive, and the second one is going to be for the air defense at this 9 o'clock side of the base, which is amazing because it's going to allow my Dragon Riders to push on through, Minion Prince to power on through. And as you can see, guys, it's absolutely so strong. I've got so many Dragon Riders alive. Minion Prince is still up, Warden is still alive, all my Inferno Baby Dragons, I've got the Minion CCs. And if you want to go for a perfect week in CWL, try this army. We've got 3 other attack strategies, so let's jump into them. The second army is Meteor Golems. Yes, it has been nerfed, but it's still so strong in CWL and regular wars. What you will need for this army is 6 Meteor Golems, a Warden Apprentice, 3 Druids, an Ice Golem and a Wall Breaker, and then a Headhunter, of course. For the spells, you want the Overgrowth, 7 Totems, 1 Invis and 1 Skelly. In your clan castle, you want 1 Ice Golem, 1 Meteor Golem, 1 Freeze, 2 Earthquakes and a Poison, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to use the Log Launcher. For your heroes on the King, you want Frosty, Snake Bracelet and Spiky Ball. For the Archer Queen, it's Unicorn, Giant Arrow and Action Figure. For the Grand Warden, it's Ray Gem, Heal Tome and Diggy. For the Royal Champion, you want the Fox, the Frost Flake and the Electro Boots. Let's jump into the live hit. Again, guys, this is going to be another attack. The Meteor Golems, yes, they were nerfed in the current balance change, but they're still very strong. Purely because of the defense change, right? So the defenses got nerfed as well as the offense got nerfed, so it kind of counterbalances each other out. Again, I sent a Giant Arrow through the Monolith, and basically my aim was to get the Log Launcher to go pick off that Bomb Tower. I used the 2 quick spells over the Monolith because it's going to do the most damage, and I'm using these totems to kind of tank for the King and also that Minion Prince. And then I sent my King over at the other side from the 12 o'clock side. Meteor Golems directly through the middle. Now keep in mind, I'm using these totems to keep my Queen alive. I know that Log Launcher is not going to last too much longer, and I made a bit of a mistake right here. As you see, I sent the Overgrowth and I covered that Bomb Hive, which I shouldn't have done because the last log would have taken it down. But if I didn't, that Bomb Hive would have gone down. But at the same time, I sent the Royal Champion with the King as the Meteor Golems push through the middle, just to give them a little bit more reinforcement. And then now I'm just using the remaining totem spells I have to tank for this long shot until the Royal Champion can get there and take her out. And as you see, the Royal Champion locks onto her right there, so she'll be able to pick off the long shot. I did use one more totem on the Revenge Tower to make sure that our Meteor Golems can push on through, still have that Queen, still have the King ability, still have the Royal Champion ability, which I popped right there purely because I saw that the King was going in range of that Rico cannon, and I didn't want to have him instantly die. So having that freeze allowed me to get a couple of extra buildings and, you know, keep that Ricochet cannon frozen just a little bit, the queen staying alive. I've got plenty of Meteor Golems still alive. And even after the nerf of these Meteor Golems, they're still very, very strong. And you can definitely 3-star with them in CWL. Again, I'm doing this attack strategy right in front of you guys so you can see that I'm not just waffling, but I do stick to what I say. This is honestly the most broken army in the current meta for Clash of Clans. 13 throwers. Yes, you saw it. 13. 5 healers, a couple of balloons to tank, 1 druid, 2 rocket loons and a wall breaker. For the spells, you want 9 totems and an overgrowth. And for your clan castle, you want 1 root rider, 1 thrower, 3 balloons to tank for those healers, along with an overgrowth, skelly spell and a poison. And a majority of the time, you will only be using the log launcher exclusively with this army. For the heroes, on the king, you want Frosty, Snake Bracelet and Spiky Ball. For the Archer Queen, it's Unicorn, Magic Mirror and Action Figure. For the Grand Warden, it's Life Gem, Raid Gem and Sneezy. And for the Royal Champion, of course, the Fox, Rocket Spear and Electro Boots. Let me show you this live replay. Alright guys, so basically you want to see a broken army? This is what I call a broken army with this meta. Look at this. I just spam all of my throwers over into the 3 o'clock compartment, well, one corner of the base, healers in behind, log launcher. So the reason I dropped him at the 3 o'clock is so that I could get the log launcher all the way to the town hall. I could have done this again at the 12 o'clock side and it wouldn't have made a difference, right? I use my king to funnel one side, the queen to funnel the other side. I'm going to use my totems to keep the king alive. You also want to send your royal champion with the king to kind of go get that monolith and that super wizard tower compartment. I'm going to end up as well using some totems for my queen to keep her alive. Overgrowth on that poison tower and also the ricochet cannon. Now the main reason is because there was a lot of damage over there, so I wanted to make sure that I only had to deal with one of these ricochet cannons. Even though they've been nerfed, it's still quite important not to take too much damage if you don't need to take it. King on the outside has been absolutely amazing right here. Still got that Grand Warden. Of course, you know, you don't need to pop the ability since it's Rage Gem and Life Gem, which is really, really nice right here. Look, the Queen is still alive at the bottom side. She's doing absolute God's work right here. And look at the amount of throwers that I still have alive. Finally popped that Royal Champion ability. She's going to clean up those defenses at the top side. And I was waiting as long as I could. I wanted this overgrowth to wear off before I popped that king ability. I got a bit worried that the skellies would force it, but thankfully they didn't. And as soon as that overgrowth comes off, there comes that king ability. And look at this. Look at the amount of throws I have. And look at the time left on the clock, man. We've still got 2 great strategies, so let's keep on going. The 4th and final army is E-Dragons. They're so much stronger with the new balance changes. You want 10 E-Dragons and 4 rocket loons, 10 totems with 1 freeze, and in your clan castle 4 super minions, 1 balloon and then 2 rage spells. For your heroes, you want the Fox along with the Snake Bracelet and Spiky Ball on the king. For the Queen, it's Frosty, Action Figure and Giant Arrow. The Grand Warden is going to take Sneezy, Eternal Tome and Heal Tome. And the Minion Prince is going to take Phoenix, Meteor Staff and Dark Orb. Let's jump into this attack. Anyways guys, if you made it this far in the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. The final attack is going to be E-Dragons, and these are absolutely monstrous, especially with the totems. So again, sending my queen from the 9 o'clock side. This time I sent the queen with the king, so my main goal right here was to have the queen and the king pick off that compartment where the multi-gear tower is, and then my E-Dragons can push in towards the air defense Rico cannon and the scatter where the fire spitter is facing away from my E-Dragon, so it's less damage, and then they could push kind of in a straight line down onto the base. So that was the aim, and it did work out relatively well, to be honest. As you can see, I'm using the totems to distract both of these fire spitters and the revenge tower, also the heroes around the town hall, popping that warden ability in that very high damage area, keeping these E-Dragons alive. Look at that minion prince ability, man, catching the whole back end fire spitter, catching the expo, reducing the damage off of my E-Drags. I'm using my totems to distract these heroes as well as the long shot right here, because we know that the long shot, even after the nerf, is still super strong. And we have got those super minions that are clearing up the bottom side. E-Dragons slowly started to fizzle out, but they're still super strong, right? Look at how quickly we rip through this base. We're out not even a minute and 20 seconds in and the base is literally gone. I've still got all 4 heroes still alive. And that's that, man. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This is the top 4 CWL attacks you should be using this upcoming week. Peace out.